And then David Copperfield came out. And magicians hated David Copperfield. And he shows the method, and then the entire room of magicians goes, whoa, whoa, oh my.
Hello， 大家好，我是简子。今天坐在我旁边的这位男人呢，他是目前 YouTube 上有单部短影音最高流量，最高是多少呢？17亿。然后他有超过30多部影片都有破亿的流量。Ladies and gentlemen, one and only, Justin Flom.
What's up? Give me something in Chinese that I can greet our Chinese viewers.
Like 你好
Ni hao.
It means hello.
Yes, great. You could have made me say anything there.
Anything?
Yeah, I love this. Very excited. I got to see your product released just a second ago. It's beautiful. I love new magic. Even though most of what I do now on social media, to the tune of the billions of views I get, and I'm lucky enough to have, magic informs all of my decisions. And I love to always be looking at the new content, the new tricks, and new methods, because all of it can be used for entertainment in so many different ways, even beyond just magic performances.
So we prepared some question for Justin today.
It was a big transition, a big change, where I used to travel around full-time doing shows, and I was very successful as a magician. I opened up for a rock and roll band here in America named Florida Georgia Line, and then another guy named Thomas Rhett, where we did arenas.
Yeah.
So I was in Madison Square Garden in New York, and I did card tricks for arenas for a whole year. And then I would do private shows, and I designed a Coca-Cola commercial for their international ad campaign. And the commercial was called No Camera Tricks. And me and Patrick Kuhn, we developed original magic using Coca-Cola for to debut their new bottles of all their different kinds. And it aired for 2 years all over the world with these magic tricks. So yeah, I used to be a magician, and then pandemic hit.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, no more magic shows, and I flipped the career on its head. I am found so much creative fulfillment in this new style of creating. And I think that magicians can learn so much, because there's so many great things that can happen with magic and the viewers on the internet, because it's where everyone is watching magic, is right here.
Yeah.
So what do you do? So it's impacted the life a lot. I've lost friends in magic who are very angry about it.
Yes.
However, knowing that if a viewer is tuned in and they're angry at me, I want to be able to speak right to them so they can hear my heart for magic and what I truly believe. When I have this conversation with almost every magician I've spoken to, maybe they're not convinced and start exposing magic secrets themselves, but they at least understand.
Yeah.
Magic exposure is not what you think it is. There's guys out there who certainly do it in different ways, where they'll point at a trick online and they go, look at this trick, here's how it's done. That's a different discussion. That's not what I do.
Yes.
What I do and what I believe is magic exposure is good, right, and the future of magic if it's used in a way that entertains the audience and adds value to the audience. I believe that because magic has the coolest stuff on the planet, we've got the best secret stuff and we don't give it to the audience.
Yes.
And to me, I think there's a lot of magic that goes underutilized because it's not good enough to achieve wonder, but it would be good enough to achieve entertainment if it was exposed. So, my rule of thumb, and this is just my general rule for myself, is if the audience is going to land at a method that satisfies them and the true method of the trick is entertaining, I say give them the method. Think about what we feel when we walk through that dealer's room.
Yeah.
Why do we think the general public wouldn't feel the same way? My whole life, because I grew up, my dad was a magician, so I grew up in magic. My whole life I've been going to magic lectures, and those were as good as shows to me. I remember going to a David Williamson lecture, and Williamson does the trick, polite applause, and then he goes, and the method was this. And he shows the method, and then the entire room of magicians goes, whoa, whoa, oh my. The method was more impressive than the trick. Okay, so to me, for your champagne thing, I would show off that interesting invention that you have.
Yeah.
Because I think it's dope. That's cool. I think it's way cooler than just pretending like you can make it open.
Yeah.
Right? Growing up in magic, I remember my dad told me that magicians hated Doug Henning. This would be in the 70s. Doug Henning put on jeans and a t-shirt, and magicians said, this is disrespectful, you're not wearing a suit, this is no good. They hated him. And then David Copperfield came out, and magicians hated David Copperfield. When he first came out, they're like, we don't like this, why is he doing all this dancing, and he's doing camera tricks, and the women in Orient Express, she's in on it because they filmed it multiple times. They hated David Copperfield. And then they were like, that Doug Henning guy, that he was okay, that was good. And then who comes out next? David Blaine.
Yeah.
Oh, they hated David Blaine. That David Copperfield, he was okay, but David Blaine, he's just filming on the street until he gets a good reaction. He's doing store-bought invisible deck and biting a quarter. And then Chris Angel comes out.
Yeah.
We hate this guy, David Blaine. He's good. You know, Juan Tamariz likes David Blaine, but Chris Angel, this guy's terrible. And then, of course, Justin Flom comes out and they go, no, we hate this guy. So I realized very early on, if you want to be successful for the public, magicians will have to hate you. And there's some rare exceptions there, but for the most part, magicians are going to fight against a new way of doing magic. So if somebody shows someone else's trick and then exposes the method, so I don't like that. If someone exposes a method that I've invented, fine with it. Like, think about this. I released Card Artistry, this magic trick of painting cards. I released it to the magic community. Well, that means it's the community's responsibility to do with it what they want. And here's what happened. 3 people won Got Talent TV shows with my trick. Awesome! We got Matt Franco, did it on Got Talent, wins. Shin Lim did it on Got Talent, wins. A British guy did it with my routine of the military tribute, wins. Awesome. And if they want to expose it, fine. That's not theft because I released that. However, if they were to take a performance video of mine and reveal it, it's not the reveal I would have a problem with. It's the fact that they're using my footage, my face, all of that. Legally, and this is kind of in the weeds, it's difficult here in America right now because we have this thing called reaction videos where you can just put yourself in the lower third of the video and react. It's not my thing. I don't like it, but not for magic exposure reasons, but because my job is to create videos. And if somebody downloads my video and uploads it somewhere, that to me is theft. That is actually taking money out of my pocket because that video being played on my channels is what pays me. So I do takedowns or copyright claims against those things. So I wouldn't suggest you take my videos and react to them because I do come after you. everything on the phone is determined by who it goes to with an algorithm. Now, magicians don't know what an algorithm is because they've never had to deal with it. But when you hear the word algorithm, just think audience. The longer someone watches your video, the more people the internet will send it to. That's the rule of thumb. So if you post a magic video and it gets 100 views, you didn't get 100 views actually, you got 0 views.
Oh.
Because if 100 people did watch it, then it would go to 1,000. And if 1,000 people watched it, then it would go. So I had a girl once, she wanted to do a TikTok. She had 0 followers. And I was not gonna share her video or anything. This was just a video for her to post. The video was a sawing in half box, a modern art, and it was in a living room. So this is interesting. Somebody's gonna swipe up and they see cute girl, purple box in a domestic home setting.
Yeah.
That's novel. Novel is important because we're swiping and we're looking for shit we've never seen before. And then the girl gets in the box, gets cut in half, they open it up, 17-second video, done. At the end of the night, that video had 11 million views.
11 million.
In one night.
What?
What happened?
Yeah.
Who did I share? No, I didn't share it.
Yeah.
She has 0 followers. How did that happen? Well, because it was a good video, whenever you post something that's on TikTok, that was TikTok specifically, but this is all platforms. TikTok goes, all right, let's show this video to 10 people and just see if it's any good. Well, those 10 people probably finished the video because it's interesting. Maybe they even watched it twice. And then the algorithm goes, great, send it to 1,000. And those 1,000 people watched it all the way through. Oh my gosh, send it to 10,000, 100,000, million, boop, 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 and it keeps going. The watch time or the watch percentage on my biggest video ever, so I did a costume change video. It's at 1.7 billion views right now, just that video alone, 1.7 billion. The watch percentage on it is 130%.
What? More than 100.
How's that possible? That means not only did most people watch it all the way through, a fair amount of people watched it twice.
Yes.
So YouTube, where that video lives, goes, this is a great video because the platforms want to keep people on the channel swiping.
Yes.
Magic, traditionally, starts ordinary, ends extraordinary.
Yes.
Okay, big problem, because we need to start extraordinary to stop the swipe. Because as people are going through the internet, they're just swiping. So, what will stop the swipe? Now, for me, it's method. I love showing off an interesting method. If it's not method, then I have some other interesting way of getting into a magic trick. Maybe it's a quick performance of that magic trick, and the trick is good enough that we hang out for a minute or 3 minutes or however long the video is to see the ending of it as well. It's a wildly different way of thinking about magic performance. So I'll give 2 answers that should help magicians create, because it's important. One, this is a philosophy I have about the mind and body and creativity, but I think it's real. When you have something that is precious, it's precious because it's rare. So, if I treat a magic idea as really precious and I hold it tight and this is my thing, it's mine, everybody back away. The body and the mind go, oh, this must be rare and we don't have a lot of it. Hold on tight. And you lock up your creative system and your body just goes, this was really hard to create and I bet I'll never do it again. To me, that's wrong. what I've seen is the most creative people in magic in my life, they are free with ideas and they're constantly throwing them out. And when I shifted my thinking to that, the body and mind go, oh, well, Justin wouldn't be giving away this idea if it was precious. We must have a lot of these. And all of a sudden, it just flows out and I just spit ideas all over the place, and I do not care about credit. I used to care a lot. Now I give ideas constantly. Second, finish your ideas, but don't care about the quality. What? That's right.
Yeah.
You just got to get it out. It's gonna be bad at the beginning. You can redo it, okay? Get it out there. We live in an age now where you can put it out and then put it out again and then put it out again. Musicians are doing it with songs.
Yeah.
Here's how musicians, artists are creating music now. They'll create just the hook, just a little portion of the song, and they'll put it out onto a TikTok, and they'll see if it gets traction. If it does, great, we'll go back, we'll finish the song, we'll master it, we'll make it good.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, all right, cool, that one's out there. It's free from my body, my mind isn't gonna keep thinking about it, and I can move on to the next one.
Yeah.
So what I get to do now, because social media allows me the ability to do stuff every day, is go, what if this? Try it out, throw it up. So I did it with an arm cutting thing.
Yeah.
I did 10 different versions
10.
of, yes. I tried it, let's reveal the secret at the beginning. Let's not reveal the secret. Let's do it on a woman. Let's do it on a man. Let's do it on myself. Let's do it on a child. The prop is ready to go.
Yeah.
What's gonna be the best presentation? I don't know, put them all up. So to be creative, the ideas, you get them out, and then I just think about what ifs. That's my favorite way to create. So I get paid from the platforms. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they pay me based off of what the advertisements on my videos get. Or if I create, if I do one of my paintings, like that painting there, the movie company that has me promote the movie will pay me money. So that's where, so Sony paid me money to do a painting of one of their movies. And then they get the views promoting the new movie, and I get paid. So that's who pays me the most now. It's rare now that I do a show, a private show, but I'll still do them. I still do a lot of work for Walmart. Walmart really, they've been so kind to me. They put out my magic book back in the day. Now they're putting out a spray paint toy for me based off of the paintings that I do. And that'll be in stores in October. But they're the only client really where I'll still go out and do live magic and host a show with different magic things. But I am writing a magic show right now for live.
Really?
Yeah, and it's very different because, okay, so this new way of performing magic on social media works on the internet.
Yeah.
Let's see if it works live. We'll see. It changes at different times. I would say in 2020 to 2023, wildly more money on the internet than you could ever make live. In the last year, earnings have dipped a little bit on some of the platforms. I'm still doing good, but I'm the #1 shorts creator oftentimes. And some weeks I'm beating Mr. Beast. So, but I don't think that it would not be wise of me to say to all magicians, quit doing magic live and start doing magic on the internet, I don't think that payment would work out the same. So sometimes it takes 5 minutes and sometimes it takes 3 weeks. It always starts with what's the opening shot. I will have an opening shot for a video before I even have the end of a video. Because more important than anything is how are we starting this thing. So I chainsawed through a door before I even knew what the end of the video would be. And I figured I'll paint it and I'll do something interesting. And halfway through, I came up with a magic trick that would end the video. And it fooled Teller. I was very happy with that. So I started with, I want to chainsaw my shape of my body in a door and have the thing come and I'm just there. And then I'll remove the door, I'll put in a new door, I put in a peephole, and I put a whole miniature dollhouse room on the other side of the hole looking through the door. I put a spotlight on it so that you come up to the door, you look through, and it looks like the room is one way, and then you open the door, and the room has instantly transformed. And I showed this, Teller was here, and I showed it to him, and he looks through and he goes, and I open the door and he goes, oh! I was fooled, wow, and then he turned, and then he looked at the back of the door where you can see the little dollhouse furniture and all this, and he goes, wonderful, wonderful, very, very cool. So I start with the opening shot and then figure out the rest to make it interesting all the way through. And sometimes that means that I can pick up a 10-yo magic product and just do it in 5 minutes. Or sometimes it means, nope, right now I'm laying a penny floor. Meaning I will tile a whole room with pennies, and the opening shot was great. It's dumping a wheelbarrow full of thousands of pennies. Great opening shot. Now the hard thing is I have to actually do that. So I'm regretting my life decisions here. That was rough. It's all about, we've kind of talked a lot about it, but really, if you're going to put it down to think, the way to get people to watch your videos is to have people watch your videos. Oh, what a backwards thing to say. That should be helpful. That's not helpful. It is just making sure that people finish your video. And that's it. Then just start experimenting and look at the data of how many people are actually finishing your video, how long are they watching it for, and get ready to be suicidal, because nothing is more depressing than actually realizing how people really watch your content. Right before pandemic, I did a magic thing called Magic Mixtape. This had a lot of original magic, really hard-hitting stuff. Nobody watched it. Jerks, my favorite magic writer, he called it the best magic video of the year, and he really enjoyed it. But no one watched it. Okay, that meant I had to shift everything and figure out a new way to do it, and that is a depressing thing. It sucks. And you'll discover if there's a way to do it with magic tricks in the traditional context, but you just have to look at how do I get people to watch this video for longer? How do I hook people instantly? Because on the phone, here's a good example. I did a gig, walk around magic, for Smart Water, and 50 Cent was there, okay? Now people love the magic, and I'm doing the magic for people one-on-one, cool. And I'm doing a Hyundai 500, bill change for a woman. And she's got $500 in her hands, but 50 Cent at that moment goes on stage and starts rapping. And she looked at me with this look of I do not want to finish this trick. I want to go over there and watch 50 Cent rap. And I took the money back. I was like, yeah, go. that was an interaction that digitally happens every single second. She saw a choice right there. Do I finish watching this magic trick, or do I go over there and watch this rapper? But digitally, you know, I think magic and watching a music video, all right, we can kind of go toe to toe on that. So you just got to think about what the viewer is getting. That's the way to get more views. I hope to release some more magic, actually, not just to the community, but to the general public. So right now, I'm thinking a lot about how would the general public like to use magic, and how can I put that out? So that's kind of the project that's taking up most of my thoughts right now. Is not like a magic kit, but you know, what does the public want from magic? The main piece of advice is just start. Don't wait at all. We all have the tool right here. It's just our phone. There's no reason to wait. Don't make fancy video editing. Don't worry about fancy lighting. Go outside, go in the shade. You're gonna have a credible, even light just sitting there in the shade, and just start trying stuff. Because no matter what, if you haven't done anything, you're gonna be bad at the beginning. Just start getting them up right now. So even in the last 4 years, I've done probably 4,000 videos, maybe more. And that's now I'm good. Now I can do it very fast and good. So the number one thing is just start. Just start, don't even think about it. And here's the assurance that I'll give you, and I'll end with this. This is a good point to end on. If you're worried that the video is going to be bad, don't worry, because no one will see it if it's bad. And that's the truth. How arrogant of us to think that I'm going to be embarrassed by a bad video. If it's bad, the algorithm won't show it to anyone, so no one will see it. If it's good, everyone sees it, and it's good. If it's good and you're still embarrassed by it, we'll pay you for it. And that's the way I think about it. Like, there's good videos of mine. I'm not embarrassed by any of my videos. I do stand by my content. But if I was going to be embarrassed and it was seen by millions and millions of people, well, at least I got paid. But for me, there's no reason to be embarrassed. This is all just experimenting. We have to kind of, let's just relax a little bit and go, hey, we got to discover some new things. I'm never going to attack a magic creator who tries some sort of new trick and fails. We gotta fail. We gotta fail a whole bunch. So go out there and fail, and that's the way to get good. You gotta.
So this is the end of the interview, and thanks again for the one and only Justin Flom.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks for his time.
Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
If I just open this up, oh, excuse me.
What?
All right. And that's where all of those are. And of course, inside